Today we're checking out the Marshall DSL20 Head. I'm a huge fan of this range of amps. Let's see how it sounds. Welcome back, folks. This is Shane. Today we're checking out this 20 watt Marshall head. Let's take a look. Here's the amp up close, and unlike the 40 watt version, which is the one that I gig with and play with a lot, this only has two channels. So we get the ultra gain channel, which is the high gain channel, and we get the classic gain channel, which is basically the clean channel. You can sort of push the gain up and get it to crunch a little bit, but it sounds a little bit better just if you want distortion, just to go for the ultra gain channel over here. But if you use pedals or whatever, this channel over here is the one to go for. We also get a tone shift control over here as well, which kind of just smooths out the overall EQ of the amplifier. So if you find it a little bit bright with whatever speaker cab you're running it with, you can hit the tone shift and it will kind of balance that out. It will also balance out the low end also. We get a 3-band EQ here, a digital reverb over here, which actually sounds fantastic. We get a resonance and presence. So the presence is the top end, the resonance is the low end. So you can kind of scoop and shape both of those frequencies as well. Built into the amplifier, we also get a power attenuator. If we have it on high, it's full 20 watts. Have it on low, it goes over to 10 watts. One of the cool things about the Marshall amplifier range is the fact that you get every speaker output combination. I'll be running it into my Marshall 2x12 box, which is rated at 8 ohms. So I can plug into either one of these two over here and I'll be fine, and I'll run one cable out into the 8 ohm box and I'll be done. We also get an effects loop over here as well. And these effects loops work really well. I've been gigging with my Marshall DSL40 and using the delays in the effects loop, and they work extremely well. What I thought I'd do in this video is run it through my Marshall 2x12 box back there loaded with Celestion 7080s. The reason I want to do that is if you're thinking about buying either the head or the combo actually comes with a single 7080 speaker from Celestion. They're nothing flash, but they're good enough to get you going. And if you do decide to change the speaker, there's plenty of really great options out there. But this will be not only a video about the head and how it pairs with that cab, but also if you're thinking about the combo, it's a pretty similar type of sound that you'll be hearing. So a massive thanks to Sky Music in Melbourne, Australia for letting me borrow this. I really appreciate it. If you live in Australia, check out the links through to Sky Music in the description below. I'll also leave some Sweetwater links down there if you live overseas and you want to check that out. Help support the channel. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. Let's start off with some clean Telecaster tones. This is my 52 reissue with a set of Joe Barton Danny Gatton pickups. We're going to start on both pickups, and we've got the volume and the gain both at 12 o'clock on the classic gain channel, which is their clean channel. You can push it a little bit by winding the gain up, but we'll leave everything at 12 o'clock for now. We have the tone shift button currently in, which kind of smooths it out a little bit in terms of its EQ, and then I'll turn it off as well. So here we go, both pickups. And now with the tone shift button out, so that circuit is now disabled. So it brings back a little bit more sparkle in the top end and also a little bit more in the lows. It's pretty cool. And now over to the ultra gain channel of the amplifier, and the tone shift is currently disabled, so you're going to hear it as it would be with the button not doing anything. Now I've got the gain on the amplifier down at about 9 o'clock and the volume is cranked all the way up to about 2 o'clock. Gibson Flying V, all stock, 2019. Let's give this a shot. Bridge pickup. It's a rockin' tone. Now with the volume control down. A little bit more. And a little bit more. All the way up. Yeah. And now with the gain on the amplifier at 12 o'clock. Take a listen to this. This gets huge. Yeah, this ultra gain channel, man. It's got so much drive. And now I've got the gain on the amplifier cranked up to about 3 o'clock, so it's most of the way up, and I've also turned the volume control down a little bit. So let's give this a go, because the more gain you add, the louder the amp actually gets. Wow. It's got a whole lot of gain, man. That's crazy. This amplifier also has a 10 watt setting as well, which is the lower gain of the two. I've been on 20 watts the entire time, so let's give that a shot. I've just cranked the gain and the volume all the way up. Let's see what it's got. Whew, here we go. It actually sounds a little bit too over compressed, so let's turn the gain back a little bit. I'll turn the tone shift on as well. Yeah, so with the power attenuator on and dropping it down to 10 watts, it does compress a whole lot more, so just back the gain off a little bit from all the way up, you should be good. It's still pretty loud. It's still pretty loud. Probably not gig volume loud, but in a small room like this, plenty loud. A massive thanks to Sky Music for letting me borrow this. I really appreciate it. If you live in Australia, check them out down below. It helps support them and helps support the channel as well. And if you live in the US, I'll leave some Sweetwater links down there also. So what do I think of this overall? It's a little beast. Now, the one limitation of this, say over the DSL40, just to put it out there, is it doesn't have that sort of crunch channel. You either get the ultra gain or you get the clean channel. There's another channel on my Marshall that this doesn't have, and it's at my Marshall, the 40 watt actually has two of them. But if you like the tones of what you just heard, this is a great amplifier. It's got everything you need to get a great solo tone with the gain down or up, depending on what you're into. Or you can run pedals into the clean channel. Even though I didn't demonstrate that, the Marshall amplifiers take pedals extremely well. I would say they take them easily as good as Fender, and I actually did a video on that up there. You can check that out if you want to watch that as well. But yeah, overall, having the effects loop is great. It's got an external foot switch option as well, so you can select channels that way, turn the effects loop on and off. And I think overall, these are a really great option. They're nice and light considering what you're getting. I've had no reliability issues with my DSL40, and I must have taken it out and played it live 50 or 60 times since I've had it. So yeah, there's no problems there at all. Is this loud enough to gig with? I would think so. 20 watts going into the right speaker box would definitely be loud enough. I don't know if the combo version would be loud enough. And I say that even though it's the same head going into a similar speaker to what you just heard, having the two speakers is always going to be that little bit louder and fuller sounding than having the single 12-inch speaker. But that said, it's still really loud. So yeah, I think given the right sort of situation, if it's a low-key gig or something that's not too crazy, you could always mic up if it was a really loud gig. But I think you might be okay with some of the tones or some of the volume out of this at most sort of pub gigs. But I would go for the 40 watter. 10 watts is definitely not loud enough to gig with. It's more of like the home practice kind of sound, and if that's what you're into, it does that really well also. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, folks. I appreciate that if you lasted this long. Thanks again for watching. My name's Shane. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and click the bell for video notifications.